you probably would have sold NVIDIA. A lot of people, and the reason I'm making that claim is there's a lot of people on online forums, in general life, you'll see, and maybe you think this as well. Man, if I just bought NVIDIA 5 years ago, some of you did watching this video, maybe you held it all the way through. Most people probably haven't. Let's dive into why. So like I said, a lot of you, if I just bought NVIDIA 5 years ago, I'd be up 1,800%, something in that range. That is very, very good. However, here's the issue. A large quantity of you watching this video, a lot of you, would have either sold the gains before you hit the top or near the top, or you would have sold when it fell. And you might be saying, what do you mean fell? It's up 1,800% 5 years. Well, let's look at it. So about 5 years ago, right before COVID, before you're hitting lows in COVID, it was still about $6.75 a share, in that range, $6.50 to $7-ish. And then it ran all the way up to 30 at the end of 2021. That is a very good run up. And well, just ask yourself, do I sell stocks when they're up 100%? Do I sell stocks when they're up 200%? Would I sell a stock that is up from 6 to 31 in a year and a half time frame, just over a year and a half time frame, up 500-ish%? I'm just estimating. Would you sell a stock like that? Probably. Well, you might have bought back lower. Most people didn't, but also maybe you bought into the hype, bought around 20. Would you hold a stock that is down 60%? It fell from 30, 31, 33 to like 12 a share, even lower than that at lows in 2022. That is a massive fall. Would you hold a stock that's down 50% in a year? Even a little less. Would you do that? If not, ask yourself your portfolio. Do you turn over your portfolio a lot? If you do that, you would have sold NVIDIA. Would you have sold if you bought, I don't know, at 16? Would you have sold at 40, 50? Maybe you're buying in at this. And I'm not shaming anyone. That's not what the point of this video is. I don't want to shame anyone. However, don't go around. I mean, I think some people expect, NVIDIA up 1,800% 5 years. That is crazy, crazy good performance. I think some people expect that. They woke up one day and it was up 1,800%. You have to watch it climb. Sometimes fast, but you can also watch it fall down. I mean, it fell. Like I said, that is a huge fall. And it's not just, it helps when it wasn't just NVIDIA. The entire market was down. So it wasn't just a solely NVIDIA thing. So if you look at, for example, an AMD, I feel like that's a decent example. It's a stock I believe in long term. I'm still up on it. I've held it for a number of years, but I'm clearly not as up as much as I was. I sold a little bit above 200. It's right at about 115 right now. That fall from 220, right, ish, down to where it is at like 115. This NVIDIA fall is more, I mean, it was over a longer time period, but it's more percentage wise. However, like I said, it helps a little bit because if you look at something like NVIDIA, when AMD was hitting their highs in the middle of 2024, they're now down 50%. And you can see there's plenty of stocks like NVIDIA, which has actually gone up in that time frame. So it's not a one-to-one comparison. I'm not expecting it to be, but if you can't hold through the good up 500% in a year and a half, and the down 60% in a year and a half, you aren't going to get the NVIDIA gains of when it's gone up this much. You just would have sold. You would have sold either the gains there's nothing wrong with selling in a stock that you think is underperforming. There's nothing wrong with selling a stock that you hit what you're expecting it to do, but don't pretend like you're going to hold a stock that's going to go up 1,500% in 5 years and just wish you did that when you would have never even been able to because you would have sold before then. Now, there's probably some of you watching that have held NVIDIA down through that. Maybe not. Maybe there's another of you. There probably is just statistically one or two of you watching, and that's awesome. That's totally fine. I think we should hold our stocks we truly, truly believe in. You're going to have a couple in your portfolio. You like this and you like that, but you really like this stock. For me, TSM is that stock for me. I've done very well on them. I've owned them for a number of years. If you look at their chart, they perform particularly well. I think they're super, super important. If TSM was to shoot up, just continue to shoot up, maybe I'd sell a share or two. But generally, even if I thought it was crazy overexpensive, I want to hold TSM because the pain or the missed opportunity, the mistake I would feel a lot worse about selling. Let's say TSM hit 300. I'd feel a lot more upset about selling it at 300 and if it went to 400, 500 because it's a company I truly believe in, and if it ran back down to 200, 150. So I'll just buy in more, assuming there's nothing actually wrong with the company. And the same thing with NVIDIA. I think let's help protect us from this, is one thing we can do, is look at earnings. I know there was times where it was heavily inflated, I think especially in 2021, and you could have sold off a few there and you would have been fine if you bought back in. But we need to base our run-ups off of earnings. That helps a lot. Yes, PE ratio of 55 is high. It's fairly high, at least when you look at the market generally. It's not high for a company that's grown as much as they have. But you still see a forward PE of 32. That is reasonable. Once you start seeing PE ranges, like your forward PE is 60, okay, maybe that's a little bit expensive. 100, yeah, that's kind of getting up there. I think that helps a lot. But I think just the point still stands is don't be upset about not buying a company like NVIDIA if anyone should be upset, it's me. Years and years and years ago, I was paper trading, and I think there was like a mimic stock investment. Probably quite a few of you know what I'm talking about, where you have fake money, but you invest in real stocks and it mimics it. This was years and years ago, 2016. You know how much NVIDIA, Bitcoin, and AMD and other companies I held back in 2016? Look at all three of those charts. So if anyone knows about missing out, it's me. So I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not poking fun at anyone. You would have done this, you would have done that. Because, I've been there. I've absolutely made tons and tons of mistakes. To have NVIDIA type gains, and keep in mind, my channel is focused on investing, trading penny stocks. You could get gains like NVIDIA fairly often. You're going to miss a lot, but you could get that. That's not what this channel is technically geared towards. I'm geared towards more the longer term investing, and NVIDIA falls into this category. 5 years is long term generally. It's maybe on the short end of long term, believe it or not, but it is long term. But we have to do at least one thing first, which is we have to buy an NVIDIA. You have to buy a stock that's going to perform like an NVIDIA in the future. You don't know what's going to do that, but if you want these types of gains, one, you have to buy a company that's going to perform like this. And trust me, there will be others. I'm not talking penny stocks either. I'm talking about companies that are substantial size, tens of millions of dollars of market cap, are real, are making money. That's all NVIDIA fit all those. So you have to find the NVIDIA, you have to own it. And then you have to do either one of two things. You have to be very, very aware. You have to sell it when it's a bit high, buy it when it's lower. It's difficult. It's possible. You can do it. Most people do not time it correctly, and you have to miss out. You have to say, maybe you sold at 20, you thought that was the top. Then it was at 33. Maybe I don't want to miss in, so I'll buy in more. And then when you're, it's difficult, but you could do that. Maybe you're capable. I'm not going to say what you are or not capable of. Or you have to hold. You have to learn how to hold. You have to hold when it's up 600%. You have to watch your stock go from 6 to 32, back down to 12. You go from 500% up to only 100% up in a year and a half period, another year and a half period. You have to be okay with that and hold through if you want the NVIDIA type gains. Very, very rarely are you going to get a stock to go up 1,800% in 1.5 year, 2 year, 3 year. NVIDIA is a unique story. This does not happen all the time. Even then, it took them, even if we're just saying till it hit 125, right? It doesn't even have to be the full 1,800%. That's still a 4.5 year period. Very, very hard to do that. But so I think my point of the video, I think I've gotten across. If you disagree, totally fine. Feel free to. But that's all I got to really cover on this video. If you enjoyed, appreciate you like and subscribe. I do daily stock content on this channel. Appreciate all of you for watching. I'll catch you next time.